I got the sentinel node test, the sentinel node dissection, which is, I think, is a huge advance for women over having these big strings of lymph nodes taken out.
Oh, absolutely, and they don't need to. Did they take out just the sentinel node and that was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
So
they
that's
did
a
with
big
Lori.
help in terms of reducing your arm problems. Well, while I went through my treatment, I was getting visualization therapy, regular therapy, acupuncture, Chinese medicine and herbs, and naturopathic medicine and herbs.
I did the same thing. I saw a nutritionist the day after my diagnosis and got on heavy-duty nutrition detox. I started walking 3 to 5 miles a day.
But I gotta say, having gone through my experience with Ellie at my side, and I'd probably vice versa, I mean, she gave me support for every step of the way, and I felt very involved in her treatment and helping her make decisions, and it brought back. I think I almost needed to do it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so it kept me in touch with what I was doing and.
Well, you were kind of the transition point between the total surgery and then all the follow-up, the chemo and the radiation and everything, and what they realized that the cryoablation can do now, turning it into an office.
So in a way, it's interesting because I'm probably the most morbid of the initial operation, and then Ellie less, but now the same thing I had.
Cryo has kind of gotten to more of its full potential.
And if I'd agreed to do lumpectomy, they would have cut my nipple off because it was right under.
Oh,
the nipple.
Yeah, that's pretty traumatic.
And I know somebody that had that done, and she said 3 years later she still has a lot of aching pain every day.
Really?
Because they cut so many nerves.
Such a sensitive, the most sensitive spot on your body.
When I found out that lumpectomy sounds very benign, you know, we're just going to take this little bean shape out. But when I found out that they call it a partial mastectomy, in doctor speak, from that point on it was like, no, I'm done even considering that.
Interesting.
I'm not going to do that.
wow.
Yeah.
And if you're not big-breasted, which I'm not, you could lose half your breast in a lumpectomy.
How many days were we there? A week? 6 days? Okay, so at least 5 days before I could get on the plane, and even then I wasn't comfortable on the plane. And you probably walked with me when I got home, and I remember having.
You had a long recovery.
Yeah, I had a
You had a longer recovery than I did. I mean, I must say that I think I was really, once I got through.
Did you have a general anesthetic?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
I did. I tried to persuade them not to do a general anesthetic, and they said, no, we have to, because if you have significant bleeding or other things, we need to be able to respond, and you have to have an IV, and you know, it's surgery.
And how long was I in the operating room? Do you remember?
Oh man, you started probably at 9, and I know you were unconscious for close to 2 hours, probably almost 6 in the evening before you finally woke up.
Wow.
Yeah. So you were.
I remember you were sick from the general anesthesia. You said
I was really sick. I was
vomiting.
vomiting, and yeah, I was not a happy
General
camper.
anesthesia is tough on your body.
And I think being able to do it without general anesthesia is a huge benefit. Well, you should say what. Tell Ellie.
How did it go?
First they said you have to go to the main desk and get a tag to be in the hospital. So I go there and they say, who are you seeing, Dr. Lipton? I said, well, they told me to come straight to the Carmanos breast cancer clinic. They said, okay, well then go on through there. So I go to the first desk, and then she came out and said, oh, not to worry, Dr. Liptrup and they're all in the suite waiting for you. They're going to come out and get you soon. And they came out to get me. I was on the table. My daughter was sitting next to me. She felt she had to come in and hold my hand, but it was not the least bit scary to me. I could have gone alone and done this procedure and come back if I'd needed to. And then they draped it, and this little drape kept flopping in my face because I was trying to watch it, because it was, you know, nothing scary about it. You know, so it was draped with about that much of the breast showing. They swabbed it down and draped it. Put 2 needles in to freeze it, first at the higher levels and then the second time deeper to freeze that. Then put in the 3 probes, and the ice ball formed very quickly, so they'd freeze at 8, 10, thaw 10, freeze another 8. But at 6 minutes, he said the ice ball was big enough. And then they put hot packs on for 10 minutes, and then he froze it again for 7 minutes. And he said he was back to the right size ice ball. And then we were done.
So altogether, how much time do you think, from start to finish of the procedure?
The procedure itself is probably only about half
Did they have to put much saline solution in your breast to protect the skin?
You know, 3 different times I know they injected some, but I had almost no leakage. I had one little gauze pad that leaked.
Oh, wow.
And then I had a nursing pad that my daughter brought some of those in. That leaked a little bit during the night, but those were the only 2.
Yeah,
You know, there's
I'll be-
definitely some soreness the
Mm-hmm.
first 2
But
or
nothing
3
to have-
nights. But nothing bad enough that I needed to take.
No.
Well, Barb said, well, take Tylenol tonight if you have pain. I said,
Mhm.
I can't take Tylenol, it gives me kidney pain. And
Mhm.
I said, how about ibuprofen? And she said, well, that can increase
Makes it
bleeding.
bleed.
And I said, well, okay, I just won't take anything. And so
Hmm.
I didn't
Good
take
for you.
anything, and I didn't really feel, and I
Amazing.
thought, well, I can tough it out and not take Tylenol or ibuprofen if I shouldn't take ibuprofen. But it wasn't bad enough that I was like, ugh, if only I could take ibuprofen. It just was not that bad.
Amazing.
How
Yeah.
big was your cancer?
Well, when they did the mammogram and the ultrasound, they said it was 2 centimeters.
And Dr. Liptrick is comfortable with you not doing radiation?
I don't know if he's comfortable with it or not, but I had
He
made it
has not
clear,
urged you
the
to-
reason I was asking for this kind of treatment was that I was not willing to do any other kind of treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And that this would be a lifesaver for me, because I was not willing to go with mainstream medicine.
Mhm.
But, and when they interviewed us afterwards, he did make a point of saying, this is where Mary and I disagree. I
Mhm.
see it as an adjunct, this is an adjunct to chemotherapy and radiation.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna follow up now with radiation?
I'm not going to.
Oh, okay.
I'm not willing to do chemo or radiation, but I'm going to follow it up with immunotherapy.
Are you doing yours was estrogen receptor positive, so are you doing like Arimidex or something like that?
No, I'm doing D-calcium gluconate
Mm.
and DIM, which
Mm,
I'm
mhm.
seeing
Let's cut down on
a
estrogen.
naturopathic
Yeah.
oncologist in Eugene.
Right.
We just passed a health bill, and I think insurance companies are finally gonna be looking ways to do things that are more cost effective. So I think there's this window that we need to get the message out about this new innovative way that, you know, can really save women's breasts and possibly give you an immunity to your own cancer, which is
And it's
fantastic.
gotta be a lot less.